Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called Haunted Castle. This was created by Konami in 1988, but this is a re-upload of one of my flashback episodes. So we're going to go back to the year 1988, and we're going to take the Crazy Climber 80 DeLorean and go back and start with news events of 1988. Major economic restructuring begins in the Soviet Union. The Republic of China, President Chiang Ching-kuo dies. Vice President Li Teng-hui succeeds him. President Reagan's request for $36.25 million to support Nicaraguan Contras is rejected by the House of Representatives. Iraqi government forces carry out a chemical attack versus Kurds in Halabja, killing thousands. Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North and Vice Admiral John Poindexter are indicted on charges of conspiracy to defraud the U.S. Avianca Flight 410 crashes near Venezuelan border, killing 143. Kuwait Airways Flight 422 is hijacked over Shiite Muslim prisoners held by Kuwait. Two passengers die. The U.S. strikes Iranian oil platforms and naval vessels for the USS Samuel B. Roberts mining Operation Praying Mantis. An explosion at a rocket plant causes major damage in the Las Vegas area. The Soviet Army begins withdrawing from Afghanistan. A wildfire raises over one-third of Yellowstone National Park. A rail accident in Paris kills 56. U.S. missile cruiser USS Vincennes accidentally shoots down an Iran Air Flight 655, killing 290. An oil platform in the North Sea is destroyed by explosions and fires, killing 165. Medical waste washes ashore on New York area beaches. A bridge at a ferry terminal in Malaysia collapses, killing 32. Thousands of protesters in Burma, Myanmar, are killed during anti-government demonstrations. The Al-Qaeda terrorist organization is formed by Osama bin Laden. The Pakistan president and U.S. ambassador to Pakistan die in a plane crash. The Iran-Iraq War ends. A 6.9 earthquake in Nepal kills 709 to 1,450. 3 jets collided in an air show in Germany. 75 die, including spectators. Hundreds die in Algiers rioting against a National Liberation Front government. The first computer worm, the Morris worm, is launched in the U.S. George Herbert Walker Bush is elected the 41st President of the U.S. A cyclone in Bangladesh kills thousands. A 6.8 earthquake kills almost 25,000 in Soviet Armenia. Pan Am Flight 103 explodes over Lockerbie, Scotland. 270 die and the Libyans are suspected. Droughts and heat waves strike many U.S. areas. And now we're going to look at celebrity deaths of 1988. Excuse me. Pete Maravich, Trevor Howard, Heather O'Rourke from Poltergeist, Frederick Lowe, Joe Besser, Divine, Andy Gibb, John Holmes, James McCracken, Chet Baker, Doss Butler, Louis L'Amour, Adorable Adrian Adonis, and Bruiser Brody, wrestlers. Jack Clark, Trinidad Silva, Ralph Meeker, Alan Napier of The Batman Show, Anne Ramsey, Leonard Frey, Gert Frobe, Goldfinger, Roy Kinnear, Wayland Flowers, Ken Murray, John Houseman, Bill Hoest, Lockhorns, John Carradine, Roy Orbison, Max Robinson, and Hal Ashby. Now let's look at TV show debuts of 1988. America's Most Wanted, China Beach, Dear John, Empty Nest, Family Feud with Ray Combs, Freddy's Nightmares, Funhouse, Garfield and Friends, In the Heat of the Night, Just the 10 of Us, Monsters, Murphy Brown, Mystery Science Theater 3000, Roseanne, Superboy, WCW Main Event, Wipeout, The Wonder Years, and Yo MTV Raps. And now let's look at movies of 1988. Die Hard, Rain Man, Big, Willow, Coming to America, Beetlejuice, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Crocodile Dundee 2, Rambo 3, Cocktail, Twins, Working Girl, The Accused, A Fish Called Wanda, The Accidental Tourist, Gorillas in the Mist, Bird, Madame Susatska, The Unbearable Lightness of Being, Hairspray, Bloodsport, Masquerade, The Milagro Beanfield War, Biloxi Blues, Colors, Beaches, Shakedown, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Bull Durham, Short Circuit 2, The Dead Pool, Midnight Run, The Blob, Last Temptation of Christ, 8 Men Out, Alien Nation, Halloween 4, Moonwalker, Child's Play, They Live, The Naked Gun, and The Land Before Time. Now let's look at number 1 songs of 1988. Faith, So Emotional, Got My Mind Set on You, The Way You Make Me Feel, Need You Tonight, Could Have Been, Seasons Change, Father Figure, Never Gonna Give You Up, Man in the Mirror, Get Out of My Dreams, Get in My Car, Where Do Broken Hearts Go, Wishing Well, Anything for You, One More Try, Together Forever, Foolish Beat, Dirty Diana, The Flame, Hold On to the Nights, Roll With It, Monkey, Sweet Child of Mine, Don't Worry, Be Happy, Love Bites, Red Red Wine, A Groovy Kind of Love, Kokomo, Wild Wild West, Bad Medicine, Baby I Love Your Way, Look Away, Never Rose Has Its Thorn, and other big hits of 1988. Hands to Heaven, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Shake Your Love, Simply Irresistible, Shattered Dreams, Angel, Make Me Lose Control, I Don't Want to Go On With You Like That, Devil Inside, What's on Your Mind, What Have I Done to Deserve This, Say You Will, Don't Be Cruel, I Hate Myself for Loving You, and Electric Blue. And now let's look at sports of 1988. Super Bowl 22, the Washington Redskins destroy the Denver Broncos 42-10. NBA Finals, the LA Lakers defeat Detroit 4-3. Detroit would get revenge the following year. Soccer, the Netherlands win the Euro Cup. World Series, the LA Dodgers defeat Oakland 4-1, MVP Oral Hershiser. Stanley Cup, Edmonton sweeps Boston 4-0, and Wayne Gretzky is traded to the LA Kings in August. NCAA basketball, Kansas defeats Oklahoma 83-79, the title game. NCAA football, Miami defeats Oklahoma 20-14 in the Orange Bowl for the national championship. Boxing, Mike Tyson clobbers Michael Spinks in the first round KO. It was Spinks' only pro loss in his last fight. Summer Olympics in USSR wins the most medals and gold medals, same as in the Winter Olympics in Calgary. Tennis, Steffi Graf wins Australian and French Opens and Wimbledon and US Open. Mats Wilander wins all but the Wimbledon. That was won by Stefan Edberg. Golf, Masters champ is Sandy Lyle. US Open champ is Curtis Strange. British Open champ is Steve Ballesteros. And the PGA champ is Jeff Sluman. And women, Nabisco Dinah Shore champ is Amy Alcott. U.S. Women's Open champ is Liselott Newman. Classique du Maurier champ is Sally Little. LPGA champ is Sherry Turner. Alright, let's look at Haunted Castle by Konami in 1988. And this game was brutally, unfairly hard. This is an arcade iteration of the Castlevania games. And before this there was Versus Castlevania and Play Choice 10 Castlevania, but those were both the Nintendo port, or Nintendo version of Castlevania, which actually came first. This is a totally different game in itself, but it does have, I guess, Simon Belmont, whose bride-to-be was snatched from him during the ceremony by Dracula. And this game is so much harder than any of the Castlevania iterations to this point. Getting hit takes a nice big chunk off of your life bar. Though there is a code, there is a trick. At the beginning of a game, or before you start your game, you can put in 4 credits. Press 1 up start 4 times. Or put in a coin 4 times, and then for each of those 4 coins you put in, you press 1 player start 4 times as your game actually starts. So we've got 4 credits, and here his bride gets snatched away. This game was also known as Akuma Joe Dracula in Japan. Now we press 1 up start 4 times, and we get an extra long life bar. Now, one thing I do like about this game is that for the sub-weapons, they only cost 1 heart to use, unlike in the NES version, where it sometimes takes like 5 hearts for certain sub-weapons. They all cost just 1 heart in this game. And the skeletons and other enemies excuse me, will often drop hearts. Some of them are small, which grant you 1 heart. Some of them are huge and can grant you 5 hearts. You have to watch out for these crumbling statues, because standing too close will hurt you. The one thing I really hate about this game is those stupid bats. Those bats are really annoying in this game. Now here, all you gotta do is crouch in the far left and just whip the 3 bottommost blocks that come at you. And you'll be clear. Now we can move on. Now here, be careful not to stand too close to the edge of a platform, because you will get burned and get hurt. There, that's perfect. And eventually the ground will stop burning and you can progress. Now here, just duck and whip these guys 6 times. Another thing I like about this version is that you can upgrade your whip to a Morning Star or a sword later on in the game. Some enemies will give you those weapon power-ups. And some of them will give you sub-weapon power-ups. And there is the first sub-weapon power-up. It is a bomb. And it is useful against the first boss, which is Medusa. Note that you cannot whip candles to get hearts. You must whip enemies. Here, you want to duck right by that sign there. Duck right by it and just keep whipping bats as they appear. That's a safe spot. The bats should not hurt you as long as you keep whipping. And we'll face Medusa now. Just throw the bombs. Try to time jumps so that you don't land on the snakes she throws on you. Just throw a bomb, jump, and repeat until she dies. You should be able to beat her at least, even though this game's so much harder. There are 3 versions at least of Haunted Castle. There's version M, which is this, and this is the hardest. I hate those skeletons that sprout ghouls or ghosts. You have to avoid them. Duck after killing these guys and hope that the ghoul doesn't hit you. But this is the second level. The 2 versions that I would prefer over version M, this one is version E and version K. You take less damage from the enemies in those versions. Try those instead of this one. Now we go to this lower area and we will see the merman for the first time. And notice that I got the Morning Star. I also got a boomerang as my special weapon. I also hate those boulders. You can't seem to jump over them, or at least not very successfully. Those bats I really hate. And note that that the number next to my life bar is starting to go down. And once it's low enough, then the life meter itself will start to tick down bit by bit. You need to jump on this platform to go down lower. You fall into an abyss or into water, you're dead. But you can jump onto those platforms that are rising and lowering, even if they've gone into the water, and you won't drown, see? That's kind of nice. If you used the extra life trick that we saw earlier, that I've employed for this game, you do not get any continues. Those were basically your continues that you traded in for extra life. If you... I hate this part too. I hate the bats in general. God, they're annoying. But if you did not use this trick, you will get to continue 3 times. And with each continue, you will start over at the beginning of the level you died on. So you only get 1 life, period, no matter what version you play. Ah, damn it. I don't like those mud men either. You hurt him and jump over him quick, or you have to hit him twice again. There you go. Now, the number is really low next to my life bar. You do not get extra life back after beating a boss, which is really frickin' lame. I should have been able to hit him through the walls. The way to beat him or get by him is just jump over his head when you can. Oh! Okay, now that number's used up, so I have to rely on my life bar. The life bar is 16 bars. It sucks that the bats take off 2 bars when they hit you. Ah, damn it. The last boss on this level is a giant skeleton dragon. And there's the bombs. I don't want the bomb for the boss. Oops. There's other sub-weapons that we have not seen yet. Shit. There's a torch. There's like a holy book or something. Screw you. And I have no continues because I used that extra life trick. That is my game of Haunted Castle. You have to get 32,500 or something. No, 32,000 to make the high score list. Now we're going to look at version E and K. They're both the same. You can do the life bar trick, and you take less damage from enemies. There I got the life bar trick. See, the bats will only take off 1 digit of energy when they hit you. And the larger enemies will only take off like 2. So it's like half damage, I think, from each enemy. As in version M. So yeah, if you play this, try version E or K, and that will defeat the skeleton dragon boss. Then the game automatically moves you over to the bridge and makes you cross. And that's the end of the second level. So yeah, if you want to play Haunted Castle, definitely play version E or K. Because it's much easier. And now here's the third level, and we have the Hunchbacks from the Castlevania series. You need to hit them twice quickly. And they would take 4 hits if you do not have the Morning Star. But the next regular weapon power-up would be the sword, and that's as high as you can go. The sword is the strongest. Yeah, watch out for that chandelier. And we have the Axe Knights in this too. They were from Castlevania. And we have some of the Castlevania music. This is from Simon's Quest, I believe. And there's a weird sub-scene partway through this level where you have to face harpies. After beating a few of them, then you gotta leave that subspace. A little bit later, here's the cross, and a creepy statue with their eyes bleeding. And you have to watch out for these utensils flying off the table. They're deadly. But all the sub-weapons and weapon power-ups you will get from killing enemies. And there is a torch I have now. Of all the sub-weapons, if you can get the clock, the time-stop clock, that is the best. And here is the boss, and he is this robotic knight. And he likes to jump on you. And since Simon is so slow, it's easy to get hit. But I have the sword now. And that's the end of level 3. Yeah, I did not see this in arcades. It's very disappointing. Konami did not do a particularly great job with this. It is just way too hard. And the bats so easily hit you. They have swooping patterns that are sometimes hard to figure out. And I don't like this level. It's kind of hard to tell which way you need to go sometimes. And that enemy released a boomerang power-up, We will see me use the clock a little bit later. But if you can get the clock, the time stop clock, use it. Get all the hearts you can for it and use it, because like I said earlier, all the sub-weapons only cost 1 heart, which is awesome. Notice that I put on not only infinite energy by this point, but also an infinite sub-weapon. I just wanted to get through the game quicker. That platform can't squish you, don't worry about that. Here you'll need to go to the right and jump across the water. And we'll scoot forward. Get to the right edge of each of those platforms, or you won't be able to make the jump over to that wall. And you'll fall into the water and die. Ugh. Stupid birds, stupid bats. Annoying. Yeah, I hate the skeletons that emit a spirit that'll attack you, and you have no way of knowing which ones do and which don't have that spirit. Yeah, here it's hard to tell which way you're supposed to go. You can't go to the right, that's not the end of the level. This is the way to go. It almost seems like you have to just go back the way you came. And now you face a golem. Oops. Here is where I have the stopwatch, and I will stop the clock. There, I stopped it, but I can't reach him with the sword. You have to hit his head enough times. Still can't hit him. But yeah, the sword is more powerful than the whip or the Morning Star. I think in the game they call it the hammer. Ah, crap. But yeah, stick with the NES Castlevanias rather than this game. Very unceremonious death of the golem. This game just kind of feels rushed. It's just not very good. Definitely not one of Konami's better efforts. Now this part's hard. You have to watch out for these ledges coming down at you as you rise up on the platform. They will hurt you if you bump your head on them. I'm going to be hearing that groan in my sleep. Ugh. Jeez. You can't go in those doors, in case you were wondering. And now we have ghosts. We've seen those in numerous Castlevania games in the series. Hey, I thought I killed that other one. Why did another one appear right after it? But at any rate, we're in the clock tower type level that was common in Castlevania games. And there I used my stop clock. Whoops. You can't get on those gears. Those are in the background. You have to go onto the platforms. Ugh, stupid ghosts. But I hate the bats most in this game. On the very first level, they can hit you from below if you're on a platform. I put on an infinite sub-weapon power, or infinite hearts, and infinite life, just so I could get through the game quicker. If I'm gonna cheat in a game, I'll tell you. I will try to do as much as I can without cheating. Now we face Frankenstein. And you can use the stopwatch on any boss. There, I killed him. That's nice. You can't always do that in the NES games. Or any other version of Castlevania that I'm aware of. I hate this part. The floor will crumble behind you, and it will move as fast as you do. And you will have bats in your way. If you try to use the stopwatch, that cuts down some time, and the floor can catch up to you. Or get closer to you. And this takes a long time to complete here. And there will be lots of bats in front of you that will cause you to lose time. You can jump and get hit by the bat, and it'll propel you forward, but you'll still lose like a nanosecond of time. And time is very precious here. Like I said, this level takes for freaking ever. You plunge into the abyss, and you are dead. And you do not have extra lives. You know, if you did not use the extra life trick, then you would have continues, but you would have had to start all the way over again. Yeah, you have to start at the beginning of each level. This level is just too damn long. That's not a platform below for you to land on safely. That's the background right there. So you have to keep going on this stupid bridge. Oh my god. I just barely made it. That is stupid. Yeah, Konami really messed up on this one. This is too damn hard. And now we face Dracula, the final boss. But first we have to kill a harpy. And he throws swords at you instead of fireballs. And you can use the stopwatch on him. So do so, and just keep nailing him. Now he will be a giant head in the bottom right corner. And he will spit bats or something at you. Yeah, the sword is so much stronger than the whip or the Morning Star. So if you use that, you can lay waste to your enemies pretty quickly. And that's the end of Haunted Castle, and you start everything over. There are more enemies this time around. And there are enemies sometimes from later levels that might appear here. But boy, do I hate the bats in this game. That's Haunted Castle, and here's me using a continue. Like I said, you will start over at the beginning of the level you died on. You only get one life. That really frickin' sucks. And we'll just continue from here. Yep, start over. And my score started over too. This is the M version, the hardest. So make sure you play E or K. Well, that was Haunted Castle by Konami in 1988. This is Crazy Climber 8 saying thanks for watching Haunted Castle. I would recommend playing version E or K, not M, I guess the original. But I also thank you for watching my 1988 flashback. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you got some information from it, and I hope you enjoy your Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. Take care, everybody, and I will see you soon with my next video. I will be taking requests now. See you then, folks. Bye-bye.